Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today is the 15th of July, 2026. And we are doing the daily ship in Sunshine Heavy Industries. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have a front and bottom armor. No top armor, no back armor, interesting. 39 fuel, that's a rather substantial amount. 37 thrust, that's going to be fun. One cargo, just a spot to fill a hole. 4 comms, 2 antennae, probably somewhere. 18 firepower, 28 passengers, 18 command. Okay. So let's take a look at the firepower first. So we're looking at 18 firepower, which can be done by a single turret, obviously. And rather perfectly, so I'm not going to be too picky about that. I can have some... technically speaking, what we would want to do probably, due to the armor, is to put it up front. To see, with this cannon, it just wouldn't be the right thing to do, you know? Let's see if we can do something with smaller cannons. Obviously, a small cluster. And the problem is going to be heating, obviously, of such a cluster. Okay, let's see. Energy-wise, my main objective is always to make this look as cool as possible. I'm not too concerned about how I score on the leaderboards, because I've tried a couple times. I could get into top 10, but I felt that it's not that rewarding to chase a top score there, at least for me, you know. Your mileage may vary, obviously. Okay, if we do something like this, that's yeah, it can work as the basic setup now. The tricky bit is going to be the thrust here, obviously. So let's take a peek at the engines, what we can do. What if we do some by 4? Don't like the by 4 there. I can do by 6 by 3. That's not even half. Which means that if we add 2 engines, that wouldn't be enough, actually. Maybe add 2 additional block of 3 by 2s. Let's move this group front. Now we only have to care about the bottom as far as being armored. I do like to keep my my ship symmetrical though, so let's see what we can do. So this is 8, that would give us to 35, so we need a little bit more than that. Yeah, a second group like that would be enough. I'm just going to flip it vertically. Something like that. Okay, that's a decent engine group to start with. Can do the obvious this thing to cool this sucker. I think I don't like the look of that. I want to do something a little bit more staggered. something similar to what I do to the engine group up front. Maybe do something like that. Actually, I would keep the middle bit of cooling here, and that would mean that I am going to drop a standard heatsink here, and I need to move that to the inside. Yeah. Something like that. Okay, I like the look of it better, for sure. Okay, which means let's move this back a little. Okay, we have a lot of possibilities to create fuel tanks. Let's just go with a standard setup here. Okay. Now the front is going to be a tad tricky, because it will need a pump and it will need some sort of cooling, and do I want to have a buffer in between? I mean, we don't have dirty engines, so we can put the passenger bits there. That's an option for sure, and just go with standard cooling. Obviously, armor being a problem, we'll throw a spanner in the works, because I will need to separate them at least by 2 if I want to do something like that, which means that I will have to go with the tank 3 here, move it 1 out. No, not necessarily. Okay, I can still keep it 1 in. Yeah. No, actually, it should be good. It should be good here. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. I do want to keep that, so yeah. Moving it is the only reasonable thing to do. Breaking the symmetry though. Yeah. That sucks. That sucks. Because I can armor it up this way around, yeah. It will have to be something like that. It is what it is. That's not that big of a problem. There we go, to keep the symmetry. And what we are going to do armor-wise to start it, I do like the corner armor here, in these kind of spots. There we go. Okay. The coolers are going to be exposed, but that's... well, they're not going to be exposed because I will have to do this anyway. Okay. They are not exposed, which helps, and then, you know, logically just continue the same kind of design language. Since we do need copious amounts of command as well, I'll go with start with on the command structure. It's not that much, so if we do this, we're already almost done. Oh, we have a nice shape starting to take shape. Let's take a look at the passengers. So, as I said, these are not dirty engines, so we can just plug it in. Also, oh man, like that could be almost plugged in perfectly there. I still have still a lot of fuel to be added, and that might pose a bit of a challenge. I will have to go big. Not that big though. What's smaller than that? Fortunately, step down is 8. I think I'm going to have to do something like that. Well, and keep essentially. I wanted to say keep passengers, but there is a spot there that I can use. So 3x1. And it's actually perfect. 39. Accidentally perfect. Okay, how much passengers? Oh, still a lot. Okay. So we are going to nicely buffer out this thing. We have to keep the energy there due to the front guns. This is... Oh, that's fine. Okay. So if we do something like that, that can also still work. I mean, we are losing a bit of symmetry, but there you can't have perfect symmetry with this type of build. And technically I could put the pump here, then just going overboard. If it's symmetrical enough, I'm happy with it. And this is turning out to be a bit of a defined. Obviously, I still have to think about the maneuverability, since we are lacking that bit. Also, was the fin cannon? Yeah, that's 9. That would be actually perfect. Like if I do the classic thing with the fin cannon. Let's see how that would look, because that would require almost the same amount of energy, and oh, I do like that. That's a very sleek design. Yeah, executive decision. We're switching this out. Look at that. But it's off-center. No! The classic problem of being off-center here. Which means that I'm going to put a heatsink. No, a heat vent. There we go. Which is a bit of an issue on that front. Which means that we have to keep the heatsink and put something else there. The best choice would be to have a piece of armor there. Just so. Not the best look, but we can put the one piece of cargo that we have to place somewhere. There, and then that still creates a somewhat aesthetically pleasing bit, so yeah, I'm fairly happy with it. Okay, there are no naturally good spots for comms just yet. Let's see what we can do. And we need 2 pieces of command. For maneuverability, we're looking at... Yeah, since we are going to add some weight, let's say two 2s would be the go-to thing. This is just This is just a placeholder position for the time being. We still need to fill out the rest, which is fairly simple because passengers. Yeah. Yeah, this is a bit of a bummer because I would really like. I still have a lot of wasted space here. I would want to move that one tile back for sure, which means that the solution for the energy is not working. It's not going to work, but that's okay. I can come up with something just a little bit different. So let's bring back the heat vent. I can give a bit of scaffolding here, just to have a nicely built ship. And the other bit of energy just needs to go somewhere. And vented into space. And these bits are armored, so nothing to be concerned about. And... Combat is going to be a problem if I keep the 4s. Because this might be a more permanent spot for... no, I think I will have to go with another standard bit of cooling here. Just to be able to do... this. Take 2 pieces of command, that does the command, then we'll do a curved armor to bring the ship in. Or I could actually bring the command slightly below. What do I want to do? Nah, I will keep it as is, because this way I can put the 2 comms antennae like that. Yeah. And fill the lower rest with scaffolding. I think it's fairly compact. I think there is no way to bring this in one more tile easily. Can I bring it in one more tile? Because I really like how this looks. But I would have to do... there is cooling here, so this cooling would have to go to the bottom to bring this one back in. Cooling would have to go here. We would have to add 2 pieces, 2 pumps, which would mean that the passengers would have to go a bit cramped there. It should mean this would have to be like that. Remove those. Move to 1 end. Okay. So these passengers up there. We need to maintain this fuel, which is fine. Can put... It doesn't really matter. It basically decides where to put that one. You know, the funny thing is, I need to keep both of the... No, I don't! I'm actually over a little bit, so that just might be enough. I still had one piece of scaffolding there as well. Okay. Perfect. Won't too many passengers, so I guess I'm going to replace that with a scaffolding. There we go. That's a really nice and compact build. Yeah, I said at the top, not looking too much at the cost. This is more about building aesthetically the ship that I would want, and this time I wanted to do something that's a bit more compact. Admittedly, you know, this front bit is a bit insulated and can be just plopped on to virtually anything. But the armoring is kept up all around, even on the back as much as possible. Yeah, I'm really happy about with the way this one turned out. I'm not sure how many times I'm going to do this in the future. This is just something that came to me yesterday in the afternoon that, hey, I really do enjoy building these ships, and it might be interesting for someone else. So there might be more, there might not be more. I don't know at this juncture. Hope you enjoyed. This is TSB, and I'm signing out. Bye.